All right, welcome back. Three Reasons Why. Back with you with another show. Today we're gonna talk about good old Robinhood and these executive orders going on around America. Whether what you think about them, whether they're true or not, our opinions. But me, I'm CDP 209 out of Stockton, California, born and raised, living in Las Vegas, and I'm here with.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, the 209 Tiger. We in the building, about to give y'all a dose of that good medicine. Everybody, I hope y'all been safe, and I'm here chilling with.
Yo, what's going on, man? It's your boy Common Sense Marcus in the building. You know, we give it to you raw and uncut. Shout out to my mama. Shout out to my sister. Shout out to the whole West Coast today, man. Let's give them something spicy and hot. Let's get it.
All right, the first, we're gonna jump into some of these Joe Biden executive orders he passed in his first 10 days of office. Like I said, I guess there was a lot of them, but I'm just gonna talk about some of them that stuck out to me. I don't know about y'all, but first, let's get to something good. I think Joe Biden might have done with it. I think.
Hold on. Breaking news, something good he did.
Yeah.
Let me know what he did good.
We're gonna start. I'm gonna start my take on his executive orders on a positive note. You know what I mean? Because I think sometimes everybody gets it twisted, like I'm Republican or I'm Democrat. I'm neither. You know what I mean? I just call it like I see it. Some people look at this guy Joe Biden one way. I'm looking at him. I look at him a different way. But you know what I mean? Even though I think mostly bad things about Joe Biden from his past, like I said, I'm gonna start off talking about he passed an executive order. He wants assistance from federal agencies to help families and small businesses. Okay, you know what I mean? People need help. It's a pandemic. You know what I mean? It makes sense. You should want to do that anyways. But he did it. Cool. Like we were talking about before, he strengthened the Affordable Cares and Medicaid, recommending a 3-month enrollment period for all uninsured Americans. You know what I mean? People need insurance out there. That's good. Now, let's flip on the other side of the coin. Some things that I really didn't agree with. And I'll tell you why. Before I go to what I don't, what do y'all think about the ones I thought was positive, Joe?
Those probably ain't got nothing to do with him. That's what I think. But instead of assistance, just give us the damn money. You know what I'm saying? and let us do what the hell we want to do with the money. Release the money.
Yeah.
That's how I feel it should go. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do this, and you're gonna do this. No, just give me the pot. Let go of the pot. It's ours anyway.
The positive executive orders, they're not really they're boring orders. They're just kind of like, to me, it's just like things that you should do anyways. Yeah. That's why.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead, my fault. Yeah. I was gonna say, because you said you started off with the positive, like he wants to help small businesses and families. Okay, like you said, he's supposed to do that. But my question is, where's the money coming from?
Yeah,
small businesses and families. It ain't like it's coming out of his pocket. So you just take it from here, try to move over there, or you're gonna help us, and our grandkids are gonna have to pay that back. Like, yeah, my grandpa was sorry. I owe extra taxes, yada yada yada. That's my only concern about that. Positive.
Like you doing that just for the tax return. So, I don't know. Yeah, just release the pot. Stop keeping us in your pocket. I've been saying that's all they want to do is keep us in their pockets. Give us a little welfare. Give us a little Obamacare. Give us a little track phone, and then call it a day. You know what I'm saying? Give us how much they think we need. Just give us the money and let us live. Let us do what we do.
I think if you're like, go ahead.
My fault. And I was gonna say, touch back on the other one, the Medicare. Yeah, I'm for with everybody needs health insurance. Everybody should deserve to be healthy. But once again, who's gonna pay for that shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, Obamacare was the dumbest fucking thing I ever heard in my life. you're gonna force somebody to get insurance, and when they don't get insurance, you're gonna fine them, and then they gotta be in like such a restricted area, like they can't go to their own specialist or whatever. There's a lot of holes in Obamacare. So for him to be like, let's bring Obamacare back, nah.
That's almost like what people are saying about the coronavirus vaccine, being passed out at jobs. Like, if it impends on your religious beliefs, and it's like, why does it have to be? We in America, why does it have to be a religious belief? Why you just can't not want to take it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why would I have to lie and be like, I don't? I'm just saying, I don't want to say no religion. I don't disrespect anybody, but I'm why religion, and it's like we don't believe in shots, knowing I'm deep down I'm Catholic. It's like, you know what I mean? I don't get that. But like I said, let me jump to these other ones. These other ones are a little bit more juicy, more of a talking point. Now, he signed an executive order condemning racism and xenophobia against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders due to COVID-19. So, probably to paraphrase it, it's like if you go up to someone who is of Asian American descent or Pacific Islander descent, I don't know all what Pacific Islander breaks down to. I just know I think Samoan is lumped up in there,
Shout out to
you know what I mean? And like,
Filipinos.
yeah, shout out to my Samoan peoples. It's just like, oh, you caused the pandemic. So I don't know if that's like a hate crime now, or this is so goofy to me because I don't know nobody who blames Asian Americans people in Stockton, California. I can't speak for anywhere else. But in Stockton, California, I've never thought in my head that the pandemic was because of somebody who was Asian or Samoan Pacific Islander. I never heard of people being prosecuted out here. Now I've seen like in the early stages, I've seen some videos, like a little bit of videos or whatever. But I mean, that was a little bit of videos at the early time when people didn't know, when they were just fueled off of the fear of what they see on television. Now I'm saying it's like I've never seen it. I don't get why it has to be an executive order. Um, I don't see why there couldn't be, if that's the case, why there couldn't be an executive order for African Americans against people who to protect them from people angry of people kneeling for the flag at sporting events. You know what I mean? If we're gonna get goofy like this, then let's say like, oh, we need protection for Mexican Americans due to people not knowing if they're legal or not. That should be a hate crime.
Yeah.
So to clarify, it's a hate crime now, and there's X amount of jail or fine you got to pay when you call an Asian person or Pacific Islander a China virus case.
Yes.
All it is more segregation going on. Now you got people walking around looking, is he Asian? Oh, that's Islander. You know what I'm saying? Just more hate towards each other, more prejudice toward each other. Separation. We don't need none of that these days. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just bringing more separation. That's another to bring up racism again. Everything always been about racism with him, like racist black people, white people, and all that. You know how he talks and all that. The whites, the blacks, and all that stuff in his sentences and all that. It's just another form of racism, just sparking up racism again, division. We all people, we all human at the end of the day. You know what I mean? God wasn't at the dinner table saying, "Okay, the white people eat first. Y'all darker skin. Y'all wait. Let the lighter skinned people eat first." God was at the table like that. We all ate together. You know what I'm saying? And people they preaching this religious and this like God wasn't no racist. So why we gotta be racist? You know what I'm saying? We all human. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Black, Mexican, Spanish, we all could catch that shit. You know what I'm saying? And they just, they're Asian, so they definitely got that shit. Like, that Asian Samoans and Asians, they should be mad as fuck about that shit.
Hold on real quick, because I want Marcus to jump in. But before that, I'm going to ask both of you guys this. So would the next executive order, because there's a European strain of the COVID coming, will the next executive order be like, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, let me get in here. You took a little bit of my fire right there. Look, what I don't understand, because this is the first time I heard this, and I'm giving it to you raw, straight off the cuff, like always. But how the fuck you gonna be like, hey, you can't call the China virus or the Filipino virus or the Samoan virus, but we can call it the UK virus. The fuck is going on with this shit? And then for you to put an executive order, I mean, don't get me wrong, I got love for everybody, but for you to put an executive order out, I can't be like, oh, them fish eating Asians over there. When the fuck they gonna put an executive order on the word nigger? Or when the fuck they gonna put an executive order on cracker then? Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, man. Executive order. And then how you gonna enforce that? If somebody's on Twitter and like, oh, China brought the virus, you gonna shut them down or lock them up? What happened to the First Amendment, the freedom of speech? That includes speech you might not like. I don't know. That's just my cuss of it. It doesn't make no sense. Executive order. Stop wasting my fucking time with that, Uncle Joe Pop. Wasting the taxpayers' money, wasting the news media's outlet, just signing papers. He don't even know what he's signing probably. He's just over there like, which one's next? The fucking China virus executive order. Or what was it, Pacific Islander? I don't know what it is. But
no, it's like you said, it's like there's like why is it's funny because it's like, what's the next play? You know what I mean? Because it's like, why are you? And I don't have a problem like if it was a thing, but I don't even know this thing. I've never seen on fake news. You know what I mean? The news that they put on TV, nothing about it. You know what I mean? Because my wife likes fake news. You know what I mean. So I watch it with her to be entertained on. You know what I mean? Because it will tell you what's going on, but it might not tell you the real reason why. You know what I mean? So I've never seen it. And trust me, if that was a thing, they would love to put that like during the election. They would have loved to use that to their advantage against Donald Trump. Like, yo, we got our Asians Americans and our Pacific Islanders, who I got much love for, out here getting persecuted. You know what I mean? But yeah, that one is just I ain't riding with it because, like you said, where does it stop? Now there's a South African strain. I don't know who's South African. You know what I mean? Or nobody knows. What if someone's like, what if someone just says something like, "Hey, man, like a joke, man, motherfuckers from South Africa's over here fucking everything up," and someone's like, "Oh, I heard that. Lock his ass up." You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to get too caught up on that because, yeah, like we said, it's silly season out here. I'm gonna go to the next one that I had an issue with, or with a talking point to me: climate control as a national security concern. What's your guys' thoughts about that? Go ahead, CDP.
Climate control is so stupid. It's so stupid. How you gonna? Why do you want to control the climate? Like, why do you care? Like, let the weather be the weather. You know what I mean? Only people that want to control the weather is because they want to do some damage. You know what I'm saying? They want to do some harm. Let the weather be the weather. If it's snowing, let the fucking snow come. You know what I mean? Stop trying to stop the way God wants things to be. Let it be. That's again like man trying to put themselves in God's shoes. Like that ain't gonna work. It's always gonna end in disaster at the end of the day. So it is climate control. That just is stupid. Let it be what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna be that anyway. All you doing is prolonging the end result that God had. So that climate is a waste of time, a waste of money. Stop it. If it's cold outside, let it be cold outside. That's what it's supposed to be. Buy a jacket. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because everything you said is completely accurate. I'm just gonna add on to that. You can't stop the weather, obviously. So stop playing around with it, nigga. You ain't got. You can fuck the weather up. Is that what you're saying? You're gonna try to make it storm where it's not supposed to be storming at, make it snow where it's not gonna snow at. You could do that shit. But as far as stopping it from raining, you ain't God.
Yeah.
And then how you gonna truly control the environment? What you gonna do? Tax the big oil companies for making shit in the thing? Like, dude, what about China? What about Russia? Nigga, we in a big ass bubble called the world. You could try to control America. You ain't stopping Canada or Mexico. Wake the fuck up, dude. Uncle Joe Pop be on some other bullshit sometimes, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. Like, how could you make it a national security concern when you don't even know? It's like we're talking about fighting a virus. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, I guess they say they got a vaccine or whatever, but it's like climate control. You don't even know your enemy. You don't even know your opponent. You know, it's like national security. So what? The NSA is gonna pop up and be like, the trees are burning by themselves again. Which, for anybody who knows, I think people are out there doing that. You know what I'm saying? They just can't catch whoever's doing it. But I mean, hey, people think like the Bible days, bushes just be burning on their own. Like that. That's fine. I haven't seen one. Maybe that's really what's going on out there. And I feel sorry for everybody who's lost in those fires that we have going on around here in California. But I mean, a national security concern, they're setting themselves on fire. Like, if that's what they're saying, it's like, how do you stop that? Like, if lightning is striking all over the place, it's like, how do you stop that? If it's flooding and there's water, I mean, how do you stop that?
Yeah.
You don't.
It's
You
like
don't.
talking
That's
about yesterday. I was watching something yesterday talking about the fires, and they said, I don't see how people didn't expect nothing fishy going on when the houses are burning all the way down to ashes, but the trees around the houses are untouched. How is that? The house burned down to an ash. The fire was so hot, but the front yard, the grass, and the trees, wood, untouched. Like, come on, man. People don't see nothing crazy with that. Like, and then this year coming up, they're gonna let it happen again. Nobody gonna say nothing. Then next year, the same shit gonna happen again. Nobody gonna say nothing. Like, come on, man. This is not fires, man.
yeah,
They
no,
like,
out here in California, it seemed like we always got a fire season. Like if you got a fire season, shit, you know that shit's gonna come back around and be prepared. Like it's gonna be right here this time, I promise you. But
Like,
that's
like,
the funny thing about hold on, my fault about the climate control again though. I forget what book it was that I read, but that's how you rally the people around you. You give them a visible enemy. Climate is a visible enemy. You don't know if it's gonna rain today or if it's gonna be sunny today. Your iPhone might tell you like, oh, the weather's gonna be 85 and sunny. But what kind of enemy are you fighting? Like, oh, it's 86. Hey, bring out the cloud machines. What the fuck? Stop wasting that money, man, on that climate change bullshit. Like I just can't fathom how stupid that is.
yeah, I mean, I'm with you because, like you said, a fire season. That's where we've come to, a fire season. So it's like, I mean, like I said, to me, it's like you're just writing things just to write them. Like, okay, like, are you saying we got to figure out why the ice is melting? Well, then that shit you should have been wanting to do anyways. Like I just look at it like this. Everything, I mean, well, not everything, but pretty much 90% of things die in this world. Eventually, the planet that we're living on is going to die. We just don't know when. You know what I mean?
or not
Uh,
die, evolve. Every,
yeah.
everything evolves. Some
But
have
look,
something better, like a snake sheds its skin. You know what I mean?
Like what if it's reversing? What if it's melting on the top, but it's burning up here so it could switch places? I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if
right.
California could become the new Antarctica or something, or you know what I mean? But things happen. There's not an
But this
explanation for everything.
I'm just saying, like, this is how stupid it is. Like, United States, I believe, makes up like, let's say, 10% of the world's population. But fuck, I'll make it easier. Let's say the United States alone with this executive order is half the whole world. Like, I don't know where y'all live, but in the front of my house, me and my neighbor share like a yard in the front, right? There's no fence or no nothing. So I'm gonna make it simple. If I'm Uncle Joe Pop and I want to take care of my yard and I make sure my yard is clean and looking great, and I pay, yard keepers because that's the National Security Fund. Pay yard keepers, make it look good. And my neighbor don't give a fuck and let that shit wild and go crazy. How the fuck is that stopping the real climate change? My yard gonna look good, but his gonna look like shit. It's just gonna grow over into mine. Man, you can't stop. You can't stop the weather. It ain't like it's a force field around America. Like, we got perfect weather, we got perfect climate. It's still, I just don't understand how you gonna waste millions of dollars. You need a task force. Just go get your boy. What's that dude's name? Gore. Go get Al Gore. Give him some money and call it a fucking day. Like, just
Get him
put
and
money in
Leo.
his pocket. Like, yeah. It's some bullshit, man.
Oh yeah, like I said, that's something I ain't rocking with. Look, I'm gonna knock out my last two. That if there's any other y'all want to get into, establishing the President's Council of Advisors on Science and Technology. One of the things that scares me most about Joe Biden is how much he says that word science, scientists. You know what I mean? It's just like he's always just like, we're gonna listen to the science, whatever the science tells us to do. It's like I said, I'm not saying there's people who study things for a living and they have more knowledge about things than the average person. But at the same time, if I put a picture up and I tell you, what do you see? All three of us can see something different out of the picture, out of you know what I mean? And the scientists are no different. Like, they were giving that one scientist hell because she was saying one thing, and then they pulled some soundbite where she was talking about angels and demons. It's like not everybody sees things the same way. So it could be some kook nut job that just moved up the ladder because he's still alive out here saying well, I got y'all here. I know I sent y'all the picture, but where they were doing the triple masks, like they just want to see how much you will do. Like, pretty soon they're gonna advertise like, you know what, triple masks is 90% safe, but if you wear four masks will get you 93. But if you wear 5 masks, you know what I'm saying? Like, look, like, pretty soon we're gonna be walking around like a horse. I mean, we're already walking around like horses and shit. But I'm just like, triple masks. Like, dude, this shit is bananas. I just, like I said, and I'm not saying, from a political affiliation standpoint, I'm just saying this is what I don't like much about the Democratic Party. Things just get too weird for me. Probably the majority of my life, or I'm not going to say majority, maybe like equal amount. It's been 50-50. But I just like it's like, like things is about to get weird out here. You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't see why you need what he needs an executive order to establish his own council. I thought a president can just do that. Like, have a cabinet. Like, why do you need an executive order other than say like, ooh, look at me. This is executive order. Oh, Joe Biden signed like 40 executive orders. Well, yeah, some of them are fucking stupid, like, and unnecessary. Why do you need an executive? Like, what? They won't let you have a council of scientists and technology people? I mean, you're the president.
The
only thing I can think of.
And they all look like men wearing wigs. You know what I mean? They all look like transgenders. Everybody he's hiring, everything that he allowing transgender men to play women's sports. It's like everything's about transgender to him. Like what's going on, man?
To me, the choosing of the people is strategic, so he has at least one sector of like, okay, this is the first black person to be this. This is the first Mexican person to do this. This is the first transgender. This is the first, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? It's hard to hate him because he could be, oh, I was the first guy to give this person an opportunity, but they're fake opportunities. They're just photo ops.
Yeah,
Because you know what I mean? Y'all could have been doing that when Barack was in charge. Like, why do you have to be the president for some of these people to get, you know what I mean, their just due, if that's what it is, fairly. But yeah, the side this one, I'm gonna go to my last one because I don't want to burn too much time talking about what things I have an issue with. And that's the last one. And I have it on different levels because I'm torn on the whole subject, but talking to a friend kind of gave me another perspective on it, and that's Joe Biden reversed Trump's ban on transgender people from serving in the military. This is why I'm torn on it. If a man that likes men wants to go and shoot at my enemies with me, I don't have much of a problem with that. You know what I mean? Um, Preferably like a woman. Like I'd probably be more comfortable with a woman shooting on my side or something. But I never really looked at it from the angle. And same, I'm kind of same with transgenders at first. I was like, okay, if somebody who's transgender want to get out there in the mud and get out there and shoot it up with me, defend the country or watch my back, I mean, I don't really care what they're into. But then I kind of looked on it from the opposite realm of the straight people that's in the military. Is that would that be almost like considered a form of discrimination against them? You know what I mean? Like, are we gonna have two separate barracks? Are they both? You know what I mean? I haven't seen what the whole plan is, but I mean, you're talking about, you know, guys showering with women guys. You know what I mean? A woman becoming man. You know what I mean? It's like there is going to be a lot of uncomfortableness going around. But what are your guys' thoughts?
For me,
Nah, I mean, you hit it on the head for me with that last one. Like, they already got transgender in this real whatever. I like y'all should know how I feel about that. I put that to the side. But we going on logistics point of view in the real. You got a man's bathroom, a woman's bathroom, and now you got a question mark bathroom for transgenders. How the fuck you gonna do that with barracks? You got women's barracks and men's barracks. Where am I gonna put you in? You transgender. There's no, so that means not a man or a woman. Now I gotta build a brand new fucking building to house what 5, 10, 100 of you motherfuckers. Like that's more money wasted. Now, again, I'm with you. If I don't agree with ideas and I can't stand you, but the enemy of my enemy is my friend. If you're gonna be with me side by side, I'm all for that. We could be homies or cool right now. But then when the war's over, I'm like, hey man, you go your way, I'm gonna go my way. But logistically, you gotta spend a lot more money educating people. Hey, don't hate on little Billy over there. He has titties. He's going through things for people. You gotta build barracks for the women that want to be men. You got like, there's gonna be a lot of hurdles they gotta overcome. And one thing I say about our military, that's the first group. I mean, I never been military, but shout out to the military people. That's the first group where no matter what background you come from, Asian, African American, Irish, whatever, when you get there, you're brothers or you're sisters, not genders. So I don't know. That's my take on it.
I feel they got the. I agree with you, but it's hard to pick. I feel as far as the bathroom, whatever
And the showers and
whatever you were born, that's the direction you go when it comes to using the bathroom and all that stuff and showering and stuff. If you were born a man, you go use the bathroom with the men. You go shower with the men. You know what I mean? Yeah. If you vice versa, if you're a woman trying to be a man, you know what I mean? Because not only that, you know what I'm saying, in the downtime that they have, you know what I'm saying, you got the risk for discrimination, of course. You got the risk of rape. You got the risk of some type of violence cracking off, even murder, somebody getting killed because they violated somebody and didn't mean to do it, but somebody, people ain't comfortable with that. So any little thing, motherfucker will kill you. You know what I'm saying? You talking about military motherfuckers trained for combat? Somebody could get hurt. So if they gonna do that, you know what I'm saying? They gonna need to spend that bread and make a separate barracks, because in the downtime, little stuff like that can happen. You know what I'm saying? But that'll be the safest and most smoothest way to do it. And then, like Marcus said, take some classes, have folks take classes and all that. Unfortunately, it's not about military. It's about, protecting America. It's not about your sexual preference. But unfortunately, and there's a thing called downtime, and a lot of people ain't been around that shit. You know what I'm saying? Nobody, oh, and then just because a motherfucker, a dude trying to be a woman, he go in the women's bathroom and shit. Well, he might go in there and see a woman or something and just have second thoughts. And just go in there and rape that woman. You know what I'm saying? Because he still got his thing. You know what I'm saying? So he might just get a wave of emotions and go in there and rape that woman. You know what I'm saying? Who's to say he's 100% all the way over? You know what I'm saying? And then you got the both. You know what I'm saying? People that do both.
Yeah.
Where are you gonna put them? That's the only thing that it affects to me. As far as going to war, I don't give a fuck if you got polka dots and a white mohawk. Shoot that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? As far as downtime, that's what you're gonna have to worry about. That's where it takes effect. Like, you gotta educate. But in the meantime, have their dorms, you gotta break the bread, because it's a new world. It is not new either. It's been going on. It's because of social media and stuff. It's out now. It's out. But it been going on since before we was born. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look, I got a follow-up question to that. Like, look, from the dawn of time, like, men been going to war, like, just men. Shout out to the women. There's stronger women in this world that I'll ever be. So if they want to go to war, amen. Be on the front line, amen. But the optics of it is like men or young men go to war all the time. I think the world is looking at us like, the fuck? They got a dude with titties and a pussy out there on the front line, like, that make us look strong as a military, weak as a military. Like, how you think China and Russia just sitting back like, these dudes? Like, to me, it makes us. I'm not trying to hate on transgender or people. They might be brave and stronger than I'll ever be, But just as an optics, it don't look good if I got me and my wife and three whatevers out there trying to fight a war instead of just like 5 strong gorilla motherfuckers out there ready to slit throats. The optics to me don't look too good. But that's just me though. I don't know how y'all feel about that.
Like I said, like if you just like gun to my head, like, okay, what you gonna do? I'll be like, let them in, because I mean, I just like, if people want to get out there and, like I said, get it in the mud and take on these dudes with bombs strapped to their chest, or you know what I mean, lay cover fire. If you can do it successfully, that's fine. It's like CDP says. It's like, I don't know how you form that type of structure and culture, because there really is only one way in the military. And we from California, a lot of these people are from old school places. So it's like, then you have to worry about then will there be assault on, whoever's transgender? Like, will they have protection? Will it be a hate crime? You know what I mean? Then you're going to cause division up in there. But I think if you divide them, and let me ask you guys this: if we take everybody that wants to be transgender soldiers, and we give them their own barracks, and we give them, their own little setup, like, okay, look, we over here, and y'all in the barracks, like down the river or whatever. Down the line, would you really be able to trust them? Like, if there was somebody with their hand on the button and they was transgender, could you trust that person? Like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't have no problem with transgender, what people's preference is. I don't know if I could. I don't know, because sometimes I would think like, what if this person is mad the way the world treated them, and at the very end, you know what I'm saying? It said, oh, you know what? Give transgender people the United States of America, or we're gonna drop this bomb right now. You know what I mean? Like, I just I I'm just deep into conspiracy thoughts, so that kind of creeps in my brain. I'm just like, I don't know if we would ever fully, as a culture, be able to accept someone in, well, there's already somebody, the Department of Education or Health or somebody, but I'm talking about on a battlefield, like being comfortable, trusting, sleeping comfortable at night, knowing this is the person that could let off Hiroshima all over again.
Well,
that comes down.
yeah,
That comes down again with what we talked about earlier with the about the Asian or Samoan or whatever with the virus. You know, can we trust a person that's transgender? That comes back again with the same category as the prejudice. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he's transgender. I don't know if he could do it. You know what I'm saying? It's again we're that person is human though. You know what I'm saying? They have different thoughts, but we're all human, you know. And just you talking about the department, you know what I'm saying? The lady that's in the Department of Healthcare, well, shit. Probably pretty soon we're gonna find out we had the first lady, Michelle Obama. You know.
I knew you was going there.
Fuck the Department of Health and Michelle Obama, you know what I'm saying? And you still got dudes fucking around when they see Michelle Obama. Oh, did you see her? She was looking good at the end.
Yeah, hey.
Oh man.
So for a while, people was trying to be like, oh yeah, like, oh, Michelle Obama, like you see her walking down the roadway. I was like, what? I mean, like I said, I'm not saying she was like some hideous dog or something. I just never even looked at her like that. And then once I seen those rumors, I never attempted to look at her like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like oh no, my bad. I'll just say this.
I was gonna say, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna be like, it's just like Serena. Like some people see her one way, some people see her another way.
Mm-hmm.
Now, real quick about the own barracks and trusting. We could not go too far. Like maybe 50 years ago, we was in the Vietnam War. They still had all battalions and all Italian battalions and all Asian battalions because the white man didn't trust them. So they would get hand-me-down uniforms and old guns and not as much ammunition as the white one would. So just off that, there's going to be, unfortunately, hate and discrimination. The transgenders might get a rundown barracks or, the old equipment. But again, if the enemy of my enemy is my friend, so if I got nobody to go with and you got titties and a dick and you want to help me fight this war, let's go. So,
yeah,
that's all I can say.
I feel the same way. Like I said, it's just going to be about the downtime. The motherfuckers chilling in that barracks like, oh, it's a rough day. It was a rough day today, you know? And the motherfucker sit down, a man sit down and in the tank top, he got double D's.
Hey.
He like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? He got double D's hanging out with a beard. You feel me? Like, what the fuck are you gonna say at the domino table, man? Like,
especially in the Navy, man, they be on those boats for months and months on those boats. You get tired of a regular motherfucker. Imagine, like you said, a dude or a woman you like, question mark, you gonna be drinking, you just gonna start talking shit.
Yeah, out there in the woods for 3, 4, 5 months, you know what I'm saying? Just motherfuckers gonna start looking like.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I was like, hey, like watch when they get out, watch when, you know what I'm saying, they're out there, that Afghanistan in the tent and just looking around like, well, it is a woman. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she has a dick, but she also has a pussy too. Like, it is a woman, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, somebody, you know what I'm saying? That's going to go down because, fools be out there. I mean, I'm not saying like there should be no gays in the military because there's gay fools out there on the low, or there's lesbian women out there on the low. You know what I mean? That just don't be public. Like, if you a soldier, you a soldier. I'm just saying, when you're trying to force something, it's hard to get accepted. And then, like I said, in the big picture, in like a wild thought, I'm just thinking like, man, my country hasn't been too kind to them or their people. Like, if you know what I mean? If they're right there, I could be like, you know what? This country ain't never loved me. Yeah, like, oh no.
They probably would have to sign. They probably would have to sign some type of. They probably already got it, but probably sign some type of paperwork or something like on some. You know what you're getting yourself into. You know the risk that you're taking, walking up in this military with things hanging out. You know it's a risk, and you want to be in the men's dorm with this. They should have them sign some type of paperwork, before they go, and educate them about what they're taking the risk to get into, what they're getting into before they make that choice to get up in there. They need to get educated too of the dangers.
To me, like I said, I'm just gonna leave it like this. Like for Uncle Joe Pop to sign this order, I gotta give a shout out to whoever's transgender that really wants to be in the military. Like you screaming and crying so bad to get into a club that they don't want you in. So Uncle Joe Pop gotta sign this order for you. You either brave or stupid. It goes back to that affirmative action that we talked about a while back. If they don't want you in and you force to get you in, they're gonna give you some shitty ass job or some low job where they don't trust you. So if you constantly trying to break down this barrier, be like, I got titties, dick, pussy, whatever, and I want to be a colonel in the army, and you got a long fucking battle to be a colonel in the army or whatever. Stop trying to fit in where people don't want you to get in. But I want people to be themselves. So if you want all that and still be in the military, God bless you. But why are you trying to do this uphill battle where it has to be an executive order? Like, let them in, let these good old boy girls in or whatever. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, they're gonna have to have real thick skin because a lot of shit gonna be a lot of unnecessary shit they gonna have to go through behind the scenes. Slurs, gestures, rape. It ain't gonna be a smooth ride for motherfuckers like Carl said. Like you got motherfuckers that straight and narrow, and that's all they know. And good old country, and
Uncle Joe Pop,
Pop,
if
now you
you
got
listen to this,
and all that stuff too, though. You got all that, so the country boys get down too. But I'm just saying, you got people that just straight and really don't believe in that shit. You know what I mean? And they slip for one time, and motherfucker will kill you.
Fathers were in the military. Their father's father was in the military. Their grandpa, their cousins, military families probably ain't gonna get down with that like, for generations. But Uncle Joe Pop, since you like signing executive orders, sign an executive order where the NFL got to hire minority coaches. Sign that executive order. You force motherfuckers to do shit. Force the NFL to hire somebody besides a young, pale-looking man or an old pale-looking man. Get some more color in that shit. Since you want to force people in.
That's slow.
I don't know that military thing. Question for you on the piggyback of that military one. Also with the transgender, he's allowing or forcing all high school sports, all college, and eventually all pros, maybe pros, because I don't know if it's a private club. But if you're a little girl transgender into a boy, a boy into a girl, they could play women's sports or men's sports or whatever. It's forcing it on you now. How y'all feel about that? How you feel about little Joe Bob, you know what I'm saying, putting a wig on and identifying as a girl and getting 17 rebounds and 42 shots in the women's high school basketball games, destroying the girls? How you feel about that?
That's stupid.
Like, like I said, it just shit is so silly. It's like, so hold on. So let me get this straight. As a man, I just can't play against girls. But now, if I'm a man with a wig who tells you that I feel like I'm a woman, I can play against girls. Like, it's like, what? You know what I'm saying? It's
Especially in a physical sport like wrestling or boxing or something, somebody could get injured, man. It's stupid. It's dumb.
yeah, that's nah. I don't know. Like I said, I mean, my daughter's not all that. My youngest daughter's not all that into sports, you know, and that's. You know, maybe that's a good thing now. But at first, I was like, you know, man, we go shoot the ball. Hell no, she gonna be going against Joanna, man, and trying to play in high school and shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you identify, if you wake up one day and identify for the opposite, okay, more power to you. But let's be real. If you a man, God created you with a bigger build than a woman. Period. That's just the way it is for the most part. Now, there's some bigger women out there than I'll ever be, stronger, like I was saying earlier. But for the most part, on average, a man's always going to be bigger than a woman physically. So off top, you got a competitive advantage constantly. And let's say you switch that up. I think there was a UFC fight where that dude switched to be a woman. He's knocking them women out left and right. Like, if you're a subpar athlete, let's say like who's that dude on the Lakers? My boy Manson. Remember he was crying all the time. He won the rings
Oh
for the
yeah,
Lakers. I think his name.
yeah. Mark, what's
What
his
if
name?
he was like? What if he was like? What was his name?
Oh, Adam Morrison.
No, not or you. Adam Morrison, a little string. We'll use him as an example. Let's say he was over there. He got a tie with the Lakers right bench. But what if he just let his hair keep growing out, shaved that little wire mustache, and felt like a woman, and then started against Lisa Leslie and Candace Parker over there, just 6 times like the Michael Jordan of fucking the WNBA. Man, that shit just ain't gonna add up, man. It don't make no sense. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you in that transgender, you got to take a loss on sports. You got to be like, sport. I can't play sports no more. I have to be this. That's just my opinion. Physical, the physicality of it is never gonna be equal ever, and that's uncompetitive advantage. Now you got women over there like, oh, here come Billy Joe Sarah. I got to steroid up to compete with them. It just, man, I'm Joe Pop with that.
That just ain't gonna work out. That's all, like my personal belief. That's why I say this. This is just my personal belief. This is just a movie. Trump behind the scenes doing some shit that's important behind the scenes, and he letting this Joe Biden episode go like a commercial or intermission. You know what I'm saying? Because the stuff he's doing is just stupid. I mean, you got people when they were breaking into the Capitol. You got people. I heard 3 different people that were by in that area. They went out there. Was nothing going on. It was quiet and peaceful out there. But they look on their phone. All this stuff is going on. All this fire and smoke and brimstone at the Capitol. They stand in front of the Capitol. There's nothing going on. Quiet. You know what I mean? this stuff ain't adding up. Too many holes in the story. There's pictures, some of the executive orders, blank pieces of paper. Some of them got writing on it. It's just all over the place, man. It's sloppy, you know.
To the people,
had to catch his own private jet to the damn thing. He had to get himself to the thing, to the inauguration. Nothing that ever happened in history. Nothing like that ever happened, you know. He driving by, the military soldiers turned around on his ass. Like, come on, man. He had to wait at the front door. He had to wait at the front door of the White House for them to open the door. Like, he was waiting, like, and he turned around. Like, well, let's turn around and just wait some more. Somebody will come soon. Like, come on, man.
Another, probably the last one, I forgot about this one. Joe Biden said he wanted to legalize like 11 million immigrants, like right off the back or whatever. But for me, when I think about immigrants, I think I live here in California. I'm thinking of the people I see every day in like my community. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking of, family, in-laws, I'm thinking of friends. I'm thinking of friends, things like that. But I really do want to see the breakdown because I don't believe as someone in California, it's going to be 11 million Mexican Americans. I think it's going to be like, I think it, I think that's like the optics of it, because I think the agenda behind that is to suppress the need for the Black Americans vote for the Democratic Party. So if you could start to build goodwill with the Mexican community, which Joe Biden has been consistently doing for the last couple years, and seeing how, let's say in California, 10 years will probably be about 50, 51%, you know what I'm saying, Latino, um, that to me is the motive behind that. You know what I mean? Bringing in more soldiers for the next election for the Democratic Party. But I also think the breakdown isn't going to happen like I think, like how a lot of people, a lot of my, you know what I'm saying, my Mexican peoples think, like, yeah, man, you know, I'm thinking it's going to be like, there's going to be some Slovenians, there's going to be a million Czechoslovakians, there's going to be a million, what is that? Like, what was that one? Syria? Like,
Oh
Syria,
yeah.
whichever ones that they're relocating people with at the time. It's not going to be like everybody, like my folks out here are thinking, like, yeah, man, like, oh, right off the bat, we all going to become legal. Like, no, he's going to pick and choose, like I said, and not that there's a problem with that, but what I'm saying is that's his plan. Like, we're thinking one way, and it's going to be something else. It could be 3 million South Africans. You know, I don't know. But what is the breakdown? Out of the 11 million immigrants, how many, like by race, how many are you going to do? You know, because the number sounds nice. Oh man, he's going to do this and he's going to stop this. I mean, he's not really stopping anything, because, you know what I mean? The same people that they're complaining about that was in cages, I believe, are still in there.